Hi, I'm Meg, and I am a product advisor, but also the assistant sales manager here at Great Lakes Honda. And today we're going to talk about leasing. So, what is leasing? Leasing is essentially taking the vehicle, the entire portion of the vehicle, and splitting it in half. It's not exactly half, but it's pretty darn close. And what you do is you split it in half. So the first half of the vehicle is what you pay for in your payments in your lease. The second half of the vehicle is called the residual or the buyout. In your lease payments, you're going to pay for the first half of the vehicle plus tax in your payments. Then at the end of the lease, should you want to buy it out at the end, you're going to pay for the other half plus tax at that time. With leasing, you can do anywhere from 2 to 5 year leases. It totally depends on your circumstances, your lifestyle, and how long you want to be in the car for. A 2-year lease tends to be a bit more of an aggressive term where people want to swap out of their vehicles quite quickly. Or it could also be seen as a 2-year test drive for people who potentially had plans to pay cash for a car, but they just want to try it out first and make sure that it's exactly what they want. Drive it for a couple years, then buy it out and keep it at the end. Leasing can be beneficial for lots of different types of people. It's not just for people that drive low kilometers. That's what you kind of hear around town a lot, which it is beneficial for those people, but it can also be beneficial for people who drive a lot, because with leasing, you tend to get out of it before you hit the big maintenances like tires, brakes, fluid flushes, kind of the more expensive stuff. So even if you drive a lot, leasing can be beneficial to you too, as there are options to extend your lease kilometer allowance to fit your lifestyle a little bit better. With a Honda lease, you're allowed up to 24,000 kilometers per year, and that's cumulative. So for example, if you're doing a 4-year lease, you actually have 96,000 kilometers to use over the term of that 4-year lease. It doesn't have to be 24,000 a year. A lot of people don't come anywhere near that in the SUV, so there are lower kilometer options too that you can get if you're the type of person like myself who doesn't go very far in your car. So there's a lot of pros and cons to leasing, and a lot of people look at it in many different ways. Personally, I love to lease, but I know it's not for everyone, right? The benefits of leasing is that you actually get to drive a new car all the time. You get to drive a car for a few years, and then when it's time for your lease to come due, you just return it and start over. A lot of people are afraid of the big bill at the end of a lease, which it was true many, many years ago. Nowadays, there are protections to cover you against that, so that you have up to $10,000 worth of like, oh, somebody hit me with a shopping cart damage or windshield or tires, that kind of stuff. There's also the ability to extend your warranty to cover you for the entire lease, and with your tire and rim protection as well, you can have coverage so that your lease is completely worry-free. That being said, it really isn't for everyone. Some people do drive way too much for a lease. Other people just prefer to own a vehicle, and that's okay too. But when I look at leasing with all of its benefits, it's a really good option for a lot of people. And a lot of people don't know a lot about it. So if you are interested in leasing, you should come on in and talk to us. I mean, you could definitely talk to me, but all of our product advisors are awesome and can give you lots of good information about leasing. Even if you don't end up doing it, it's a really good thing to know what's available to you and to know what your options are. So come on in and talk to us. We'd love to help you out.